If you had a semi-regular childhood, you probably went to school till you were about 16 or 18, and then you pursued a career or you went into the workforce. But at just age 13, Kitty Pryde became the target of two opposing mutant factions who each had their own plans for her. Kitty's first appearance was in issue 129 of Uncanny X-Men in 1980. Professor X locates her using Cerebro and sends three of the X-Men along with himself to go and see what she's like. But as they arrive there and meet the young girl, they learn that her parents are also looking at another school, the Massachusetts Academy, who is actually run by Emma Frost and a front for Hellfire. But whilst this meeting is going on, Kitty's upstairs, we're getting a great inner monologue of her thoughts, and she goes to bed, but she actually ends up falling through the floor because her power is phasing, and that's when her mutant ability manifested. But then after this is when we really start to get the development of some crucial relationships in Kitty's life. The X-Men, Wolverine, Storm and Colossus, they all take Kitty to the mall to spend some time with her whilst Charles speaks to Kitty's parents. Whilst they're spending time with Kitty in the mall, they then get attacked by some of the Hellfire Club's goons, and they take care of them with ease, but when Emma Frost arrives, they are no match. All three of the X-Men get put psychically to sleep, and Kitty escapes, so she stows away onto the Hellfire Club's hovercraft, hoping to save her new friends. Jean Grey then arrives and she psychically overpowers Emma Frost and with the help of Kitty frees the X-Men. So they return to Kitty's home where her parents threaten to involve the authorities over this scandal and chaos, but Jean mentally alters their minds and Kitty's invited to join the team. So yeah, Kitty joins the team, but a really nice detail I liked about Kitty's origin and her first few issues were the three X-Men that went with her, Storm, Wolverine and Colossus are the three X-Men that she builds the most relationships with across the run. Throughout the Claremont run, we have great Kitty moments. She slowly becomes like a little sister to Storm, and then there's the famous arc where she agrees to marry Caliban the Morlock, but when we get to the Brood Saga and she returns to Earth with the team, Xavier, who thought the X-Men were dead, tries to demote Kitty to the New Mutants. Kitty eventually proves herself as a mainstay of the team, showing how far she's come, and in that time we obviously get the iconic Professor Xavier as a jerk panel. We also get the brewing romance with Peter Rasputin aka Colossus, which was a bit controversial at the time because of their age gap, but now in the modern comics they're both aged up, both adults, so it's not as bad. We also get the Kitty and Wolverine 6-issue miniseries in Japan, which in my opinion is a bit of a tough read. It's not the greatest, but we do get some great moments with Kitty and Wolverine as he acts like the older brother who's always looking after her. And then towards the later half of the run, Kitty actually leaves the X-Men to go and join the UK team of Excalibur. Let's quickly just recap and take in what has happened to her. In the matter of a few months to maybe a year from turning 13 and getting superpowers, she's almost married someone, gotten pregnant with alien spawn, fallen in love, almost died a few times, and joined a completely new superhero team, which means she's completely lost the sense of growing up. Now, Claremont was the guy who created Kitty, so you could easily argue he's the greatest writer to write her, but post Claremont and through to the early 2000s, we still get some great Kitty stuff. Initially, she joins Excalibur long term, but she eventually leaves to return to the X-Men where she becomes a teacher at the new Xavier Institute, teaching some of the new mutants, which shows for me some remarkable development because she went from being the young mutant girl who Xavier didn't trust to be an X-Man, but now she's teaching the new generation. Fast forward a few years to the astonishing X-Men run where we get a great sacrifice from Kitty in which she quote unquote dies when she phases a massive bullet safely through the Earth's core in the Breakworld arc and gets lost in space for years before she eventually returns like every X-Man once has. And again, this shows incredible growth for me from being that little girl in Deerfield, Illinois to now using her powers to the ability where she's phasing a massive bullet from an alien planet through the Earth to defend it. Now we fast forward a few more years to the Krakoan era where Kitty's now leading a new band of pirate X-Men called the Marauders. The Marauders are a part of Krakoa's smuggling / resistance operations, so she's quite literally running a Black Ops for a mutant nation. Arguably the most important moment in Kitty's life of Krakoa is when she refuses Peter at the altar of their marriage. They're ready to get married, Peter says his vows, he gives the ring ready to put it through her finger, but Kitty phases her finger through the ring, phases through the ground and runs away. And she says that although she loves Peter, their relationship started in such a weird way, with her love being unreciprocated, and it just wasn't right. So in that time of her life was so hard, she couldn't marry him, it didn't feel right, so she said no, and despite their love for each other, they never ended up getting married, but it did end up giving us Rogue and Gambit's marriage in the same issue. Now, Kitty's been around for nearly 50 years, and I could make a 1 hour or 5 hour long video describing every single run and every single characterization, and how she's been written every single time, but I don't really think people want to watch that. The main point of this video is to just show how over a short period of time in her life, she's gone through so much and changed so much. Kitty's always been one of my favorite X-Men because she's always so funny, she never gives up on fighting, even if her powers are not that strong in combat. But when I was making this video, I was reading through her first issues and I was like, damn, ever since Professor X came into the picture, her childhood has just completely disappeared. She's never had peace again. And yeah, that's pretty sad to me. But come back, videos coming every week, subscribe, like, comment, show your support, please. Thanks.